Hello everyone. So before we get started, if you are enjoying the videos and find them informative, why don't you go ahead and think about liking and subscribing? It really does help out, and I want to do this full time. I just want to help y'all learn how to make games. It's what I love to do. And then, once you do that, have a great day. Otherwise, you know what? I still want you to have a great day. So, with that out of the way, this shameless plug, let's get into the video. Now that we have our item ID list updated, we're going to create a data table to manage all of our item data. This will help us out later on when we're creating shops. We won't have to go in and manually enter all of this information for every item that a shop offers. We can just create a list of the item ID, create it into an array, and then when we're opening a shop, be able to just access all of this data, establish it once, use it wherever. So here in our project, in our item data table, or item data folder, I guess, right click, and under miscellaneous we can find data table. It'll ask you to pick a row structure, and this will be our item info struct. This is just so it knows what kind of layout to have, or what information you're trying to categorize, I guess. And I'm going to call this dt underscore item data. Could be inventory, I think that's what I named it in the last one, but basically anything that lets you know this is your item lists. And when you open it up, you'll see this. So the way we can add things to this is just simply by clicking add. And then you'll see it's populated down here with all the new things. You'll get your list here. And so we're going to go open our item ID enumerator and just kind of match it up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 items. So just add that many. And then we'll go through and just list them out. So the easiest way to do this, we're going to be using the item ID to find our row. So this needs to match that. So I'm going to set this first one to be blank. And then I'll go to the second one, pick out my next option, and then rename it, F2 to rename. And then just go through and kind of rename everything. And this one was our last tool. How? And it gets kind of tedious, so I won't show the full process on video unless y'all want to see it. I'll separate it off into its own little video for those that do like to see full process. But I will just go ahead and demonstrate what this can do for us now. So I'm going to alter our one here. This is the hoe. And I'm just going to set it to be just some random picture. So I'm just going to pick this. I'm using a new 2D asset pack. It's the Enhance RPG Craft Icons. It's not a free asset, but I did want something to be more visual communicative so that it's not just a bunch of random items while I'm demonstrating things. There are a bunch of, let's get that off screen. There are a bunch of options on the Fab Marketplace for 2D assets that are free. Or you can go to opengameart.org. It has a lot of great assets that you can use. Check the licensing with each one though, because some of them will let you use them for a commercial project, some of them request that you don't, so just check each one individually. But you can go through here and find, let's see how many pages they got. 644. That is way more than I was expecting. They got a lot of stuff. So you can go through and just kind of find whatever you may need. I'll leave a link to this in the description. And let's get back to ours. So I'm altering this one just so I can demonstrate it in use. So I'll set its current stack and everything. And its item class. So when I had this one selected, it was like a shovel icon, I think. Oh, I haven't actually updated that. The way we can do that is, let's go to our base item. So this is the parent class of all our tools, weapons, seeds, everything. What we can do is grab our item info and we'll break it open to get access to our item ID, and we will get data table row. And it's this very last one, get data table row. The data table we want is the items that we just created. And to use the item ID, we're going to do an enum to string. And we're going to feed the string right here into the row name, because if you click this drop down, you'll see it has our axe hammer and then all the other options that we had. So just plug this into here, it'll auto convert. My dogs plop like you would not believe. It almost sounds painful. I don't know if y'all ever pick it up on the microphone, but now that's going to grab all the information from that row based on this item ID. Golly, noisy today. And we can set the rest of our item info that way. So if you recall, in my actual blueprint for the item info, I have it set to use this picture. That tool ID is wrong. But when I go in and pick it up, it should, yeah, use the rock, because it's pulling all the information from our data table to fill the info. So when you create a new base item, all you'll have to do is make sure it has that one selected. So like for instance, if I go in here and I change this to be a reagent and change this picture to something else, none of the rest of this data matters. Compile that, I drop back in. It's still the rock. Still Mr. Johnson. So that's the power of a data table. So when we get on to creating like a shopkeeper, for instance, we can just create an array of these item IDs, and then when we interact with it, do a for each and grab the item info to populate our buttons later on. So that's all for this one, just creating the data table. You'll want to go through, and any items that you have, you'll just fill out the information here just like you do in each one. And in the next one we will start doing other stuff. Oh, we should probably start working on actually using the items in our hand. So we'll start getting the hoe tilling the ground, and we'll set up the watering can, stuff like that. So short one for this time, just to go over that, and I'll see y'all there.